Hello everyone, once again welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm your host Hilary, Kagira uncovers, and well, in today's video it's all about these great races whereby I made two compilations, and one it's the 4x400 meter relays in the women's category which took part in Tokyo 2025 season just recently, and the next one is about the 200 meter relays in the women's category. So guys, watch this video up to the end and then I'll be back with a few comments. But remember, first things first, give these videos a thumbs up, and if you're coming across my channel or my videos for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, watch this video and then I'll be back with a few comments.
4x4 final, Worlds or Olympics on the women's side.
And next to them, Jamaica in 6.
Another team that you just simply can't count out. Medals at 4 of the last 5 Worlds, including that world title in 2015. That's one of only 2 times that the United States has lost in the last 9 Worlds.
Bella Whitaker, Luna Irby-Jackson, Leah Butler, and Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone.
The United States will start out of lane 5 as the favorites in this world title event.
Always competitive in the 4x4 is Poland.
And they run well in this stadium. They were silver medal position in Tokyo at the 2020 Olympic Games 4 years ago.
The Italians clicking their way to a spot in the final in 3.
Still looking for their first medal, Olympics or Worlds, in this event. They were 4th in their heat.
And on the inside in lane 2 is France.
They have made the last 2 World Championship finals, but they have a bronze as their only medal, and that's back from 2013. So Whitaker will lead off for the United States. Lena Irby-Jackson, then to Leah Butler, and the biggest ace, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone.
Team USA actually has 2 American record holders in this race, because Bella Whitaker broke the American indoor record at the NCAA Indoor Championships this year for Arkansas. Femke Bol taking a big sigh and awaiting the baton as the anchor leg for the Netherlands. The women's 4x400 meter relay from Tokyo, Japan is underway. The United States is in 5. Netherlands will have to race without knowing where everybody else is for this first lap, as Evelyn Solberg has the baton for them.
And Oakley for Jamaica has run a good first half of the race, catching Eriksson of Norway. But Bella Whitaker hanging tough for the United States in lane 5.
Women are in a stagger, so they have to reach their teammate here, and then we'll get a gauge of who has the lead. Jamaica looks like they're right there with the United States. The U.S. is going to get it first, then Jamaica, then the Netherlands, then Belgium.
So Lena Irby-Jackson is going to be entrusted to sprint around this first 100, close the door on the inside, and let anybody who wants to pass her pass on the outside. She's done a good job of that. Jamaica has Stacey Ann Williams giving chase, and now here comes the Netherlands.
Whitaker had a first leg for the United States of 50.2. That is Klaver of the Netherlands trying to reel in the Jamaicans, but right now the U.S. has a nice advantage as they'll come to the halfway point with Irby-Jackson making her way to the exchange zone to find Leah Butler.
We figured this would be more of a race. The U.S. women are having none of it in this rain in Tokyo.
It is the U.S., Jamaica, the Netherlands, and Belgium, 48-7 for Irby-Jackson.
And that's why the United States has the lead it does right now. So Jamaica in second now with Andronette Knight. She's a 400-meter hurdler, but they're not really making that much of an impression on the U.S.'s Leah Butler.
Half lap to run for Butler. Has the comfort of knowing that she's handing off to the American record holder and the second fastest of all time at 400 meters, but wants to give her as big a cushion as possible over the Jamaicans and Netherlands that has Femke Bol on the anchor as Butler to McLaughlin-Levrone.
Well, get the watches out, because the only thing left to decide is how fast is the new American record holder going to cover one lap of this track. This race is effectively over.
Butler running 49.9 on her third leg. Nakisha Price with the baton for Jamaica. And Femke Bol probably now thinking about silver, because they're not catching Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone as she'll come off the final turn. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone wins a world title individually and gives Team USA the win in 3:16.62.
Championship record. What's Sydney's split? Well, she only needed to go 47.8, but you just saw one of the fastest mile relays ever, despite the conditions. The United States women, this was probably...
Starting in lane 8, Dina Asher-Smith, former world champion, 2019 in Doha, when she was right at the top of her game. Still a world force in 200 and 100 meter running, British record holder. The Olympic champion, Gabby Thomas, serenely made her way through the rounds in Paris, had such a great season last year. Really looking forward to seeing a race here. The previously mentioned Nasser of Bahrain. Last weekend in the Dominican Republic, she ran the quickest 400 in the world yet this year. Yes, it's early, but she's in good form. Then we've got Nakisha Price, the first Jamaican ever to run under 49 seconds. And again, a pretty decent 200 meter runner, but this is not her main event. Same for Alexis Holmes. Her top 9 times out of her top 10 were all set in 2024. So an improving athlete. 25-year-old, as I said, come over after the World Indoor Championships in China. Well, Paulino, who moved to the 400, I guess probably in around about 2020, and has dominated that event, certainly last year. Talitha Diggs in lane 2. And then Stacey Ann Williams of Jamaica. Fresh from a new indoor 400 personal best. Lane 1 maybe tough in this 200 then. Hansen, what we're looking for here?
Well, Paulino needs to at least come out of here with at least 5 points, because obviously to win you get a little boost with the 12 points to win the deuce. Gabby and Dina are really going to be battling for that, and I think that they know that they're going to have a good chance at that 100K if they jump out in front with the points in this early race. Spoke to Dina yesterday, and Dina actually said that she's really focused on that 4. Very confident about her too. So that 400 is going to be something special when she gets out there.
Dina Asher-Smith in lane 8. Gabby Thomas, Olympic champion, in 7. Safely away first time. Asher-Smith got out pretty good. Natson just got left a little bit. You'd expect that by the 2 sprinters on the outside. But it's Gabby Thomas around the top end who's just got half a metre on Dina Asher-Smith. And Thomas normally starts to go away from this point. Nasser running well in 3rd at the moment. And then there's a battle with Paulino charging down the last 30-40. But it's going to be Gabby Thomas. Asher-Smith might just hang on here. It's Gabby Thomas, but Paulino with a real surge, taking 2nd place. And that will be really, really significant. We expected Gabby Thomas to come away with a win, 22.62 in these conditions. That's pretty swift, that's pretty good. But Paulino, that is significant. You get 12 points for winning, you get 8 points for 2nd. But when we cast this forward to the 400 tomorrow and the possible result there, let's say the possible result, that is significant for Paulino.
Nah, it's absolutely significant, because she's obviously going to do her thing in the 4. For her to come 2nd, I didn't expect that, man. Gabby getting 1st place obviously makes sense. She's an Olympic champion, but for Paulino to come out of there with those extra points, she's gonna end up having a good chance at that 100K.
Dina always runs a pretty good turn. Transition at the home straight here. Gabby Thomas just moved away, just got that gap, and it looked as though Dina was rallying again here.
You know what? Gabby ran a much better turn than I expected. She's tall. You don't expect the taller sprinters to have such a good turn, but she's efficient. And once she gets on the straightaway and lets those limbs go, I mean, she's really, really hard to beat. I expected it to be a lot tighter with her, Dina. And that wasn't the case, but Paulino coming in second in that race, I think, is the big story.
Well, and so much hype has been on Gabby Thomas since the Olympics, and then since she announced early on that she was going to be running this series of Grand Slams. So look at that huge smile. She must feel really good breaking the tape.
You know what?
Well, you know, the expected winner, but not expected second. Let's just check the result there. 22.62, as I mentioned, 22.93. It's the season's best because she hasn't raced yet for Paulino.
Right.
But the more significant thing for her is finishing second. Dina Asher-Smith took third spot. Lower down, Nasser as well. You know, fourth, good points for her.
So guys, once again, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this is my commentary as your host, Larry Kagira Uncovers. Well, I believe you've watched the video up to the end. Now, we actually have to congratulate all these women who took their time to represent their countries at this highest level that we've watched. And of course, much congratulations to them for giving us this great showdown. Taking their time, we know they endure a lot of things, but they made sure that we have one of the best shows or other showdowns of our lives. So I'd love to appreciate these great athletes, these beautiful women all over the world, and it's impressive to see women do this good in this category. Well, we had great athletes from different parts of the world. We had from Norway, we have from Belgium, Poland, we had others from Italy, and of course we had good talents from Jamaica and the United States. And much congratulations to everybody again who took part in this race. Now, in this case, we happened to see the best of the United States women's team. I mean, this has been a great race, and it being a 4x400 meter relays, as we all know, it's a very difficult race, but seeing these beautiful women pull out such results, it's just impressive. And for that, we have to give them their flowers. And of course, I'd love to talk about what we've seen from Sydney. We've known Sydney to be great athlete, majorly from the 200 meter relays. We have the 4x100 and 4x400 in this case, like we've just seen. Now, we've seen Jamaica's team also did good, and they had great endurances, but Team United States really had to hold. They came here for business. They meant business whenever they stepped into this field, and that's why we've seen some of great performances from the Team United States. And in this case, much love and shout out to Sydney. I mean, she is a familiar athlete, a familiar name to most of us, and seeing her rock this win for United States, it has just been impressive. Not to forget all other ladies from, like I said, Belgium, Poland, Norway, and all the other countries that took part. We appreciate you and congratulate you. Also, we have to appreciate Team Jamaica for putting in so much effort, and they managed to finish in the second position, whereby the first position went to Team United States. Now, I'd love to highlight a few things, and rather maybe talk about a few athletes. And there have been several athletes, but if I don't mention your athletes, please don't feel offended. I'd love us to look at Dejani Oakley from Jamaica, whereby she specializes in 400 meter relays and 200 meter relays. And in this case, we've seen her do her very best, good timing of her strides, and that shows great professionalism of her, whereby she is, or rather she won silver in the Tokyo Olympics just previously, and that was in the 4x400 meter relays. And in this case, I can just say this is just this. I'm talking about the same race that we've just won, and some of her personal best are she ran a time of 49.65 seconds in the 400 meter relays in the women's category that was held in Eugene. Now, another one is Stacey Ann Williams, whereby she is also from Jamaica, who won bronze in Tokyo 2025 season in this race that we've just seen 4x400 meters. And of course, she is a 400-meter relay specialist and 200-meter relay specialist. Of course, we actually have to look at this other great athlete from Jamaica. Again, she is Adrienne Knight. I mean, we've seen her do really good, not just in the normal race, but also in the hurdles. And in this case, she's also a 400-meter relay specialist. And some of her personal best, she ran a time of 400 meters in the hurdles category, whereby she clocked a time of 53.26, and this was held back in 2023. And of course, she won silver in Tokyo 2025 season in this recent race that we've just, Olympics, in the 4x400 category. And that's just some of great performances from these beautiful women. And then lastly, we have Nikisha Price from Jamaica, just as Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price. I mean, it's impressive to see that Jamaicans are having such great impact in the track and field category. Now, Nikisha Price is a 400-meter relay specialist and also a 200-meter relay specialist. And in this case, she has won silver in Tokyo 2025 season in the 4x400-meter relays category, just recent Olympics. And of course, some of her personal bests include she ran a time of 22.62 seconds in the 200 meters, and of course a time of 48.57 in the 400-meter relays category that was held in London. So guys, I've been your host, Larry Kagira and Covers. Tell me what to think of this video, and of course, as you've watched the two videos, tell me the similarities and differences you've noted amongst the athletes, and of course highlight what you'd love to see these athletes improve in their next races. So guys, I've been your host, Larry Kagira and Covers. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and of course, if you're new to my channel, give this channel a subscribe. So until we meet again in my next video, peace out and one love.